Hello, my name is Christian Reinhardt. I'm the General Counsel of Oklahoma Municipal League, and today we're going to talk about forms of municipal government, specifically the town form of government. So the most important place to start is the Oklahoma State Statutes. The Oklahoma State Statutes define what municipalities can do. Specifically, Title 11 on OSCN is where you can find the state statutes. So if you Google OSCN, click on legal research, and then click on statutes, it will take you to all the titles, and then you just click on Title 11, expand. One important thing to note about the town form of government is that there are several other forms of government. So if you're talking to a neighboring city or town, you need to know that they may not operate the same way you do, and it won't make sense, and it may not be legal to operate the same way they do. Specifically, here are the state statutes for the different forms of government. A charter municipality is different than the other forms of government in the fact that they can vary the state statutes. They don't have to follow everything in relation to the state statutes for their form of government. More than likely, they'll be loosely based on one of the different forms of government, though. The most common form of municipal government is town trustee. It offers the most flexibility with management. Essentially, the town board can operate as the town trustees deem appropriate with a town administrator, city manager, business manager, or contract management. We'll go more into that later. Trustees get to define their role with the governing body's approval. They don't have any power by themselves. That's an important fact that a lot of town trustee members don't understand when they first get elected. The trustees elect the mayor from among themselves, and the mayor has some limited additional power. Here are the statutory positions under the town form of government. The trustees, the mayor, the clerk, and the treasurer. The clerk and the treasurer may be appointed by the governing body after a vote of the people. So the default rule is that they're voted on by the citizens. Here is what OSCN looks like on all of the statutes for a town form of government. If you're new to a town, I would highly encourage you to go to OSCN and just read all of those statutes so you have a firm understanding of the operations of your town. One of the most important statutes there is actually 11 OS 12-106. This says the powers of the board. Importantly, the board members have no power acting alone, and this statute specifically says the board may. One of the most important provisions here is number 6, which is create, change, and abolish offices, departments, or agencies other than those established by law and assign additional functions. So town board of trustees do have lots of flexibility and lots of power in their form of government. If you're on the board of a town trustees form of government, one of the most crucial questions is management. This can cover everything from personnel, spending authority, day-to-day operations, reporting to the mayor and board, and the role of elected officials. It also can define whether or not you need to have meetings every single month, twice a month, or once a month, depending on how your management is set up. The different management options that municipalities have explored are a full-time city manager approach. So this is often referred to as a town administrator. Then the part-time administrative assistants, so employee or independent contractor. There are some independent contractors you can hire to come in on an as-needed basis. Management by town board of trustees. This one is where a particular board member may have oversight over a particular department. So for instance, maybe one town board member is given oversight of the water and sewer. You can also have management by department heads and delegation of authority as well. So if you have a public works director, maybe the public works director is doing some more things as authorized by the governing body. The advantages to the city manager administrator approach is that really the city manager already exists. It's a separate form of government, and essentially you're mirroring how that form of government works. You can have a professional person who is an expertise in management. However, the disadvantage is if roles are not clearly defined by ordinance or resolution, it won't work well. So there's a reason the city manager statutes are clear about personnel. The trustees do give up some authority with this option, and some trustees don't want to. If our OML inquiry department, we hear lots of stories of municipalities who are navigating whether or not they want to go with a city manager. And these are the real things they have to consider. Also, you have to consider how much money you have and whether you can afford a position like this. We'd be happy to send you our salary and benefits survey where you can compare the typical range for these type of positions. You have to have clear ordinances for this form. You can't just hire someone and expect they'll fill in all the gaps. You need to give them clear direction, a job description, a focus, make sure they're not exceeding their authority, but also give them enough authority to make sure that they are doing the day-to-day operations. You have to make the right hire and the right fit, which can often be hard. Part-time administrative roles can be more limited or focus on specific aspects of management. So for example, maybe a grant specialist, budget assistance, that kind of thing. One of the more common options is division of duties by the town board. So each board member will supervise each department under this. The advantage is that you can provide clear direction for employees without a single point of contact, or with a single point of contact. It divides the work rather than giving it all to the mayor. Sometimes the mayor may be overwhelmed, so this helps distribute the work evenly. The disadvantage are that it's inconsistent over time because of the continuous change in board members. So you may have someone who's really good at being over a department and then they resign, and then someone who may not be so good. Not everyone gets all the same information, so roles are mixed with administrative and policy overlapping. You really have to have a good team approach for this to work. Management by department heads allows experts to run their department for the good or bad, divides authority, forces the board to keep an eye on the big picture. The disadvantages are that the skill levels with the different department heads, and it forces trustees to administrative issues on a regular basis, and most are not clear in delegating spending or employment decisions. Again, one of the most frequent calls we get are issues over who has power under certain circumstances. So you want to make sure and define those roles very clearly. As you've seen, the state statutes give a lot of discretion to town governments in how they want to manage themselves. There's also an interlocal option. This one's not used as frequently, but it is out there, and it is a great option if you're looking into different management options. So specifically, you need to look at the Interlocal Act, and it authorizes municipalities to combine together to perform any governmental service, activity, or undertaking which they could have performed separately. Some ways this could be done are shared utility facilities, shared board of adjustments. That's actually done in place currently. Mutual aid for public safety and emergencies, or maybe just performing an interlocal to do something as simple as code enforcement. That could be helpful as well for managing your day-to-day operations. Here's a list of the towns in Oklahoma. This is directly from the directory, and it's also on the OML legal page under forms of government if you'd like to see what different towns are what forms of government. So if you have any more questions or need information about this, visit oml.org or contact our inquiry department, and we'd be glad to send you shared documents or any samples that you may need.